Hello, welcome back to Melody Made. Today is Wild Wednesday, and for, oh goodness, 11 weeks we've been doing jelly plating, but today I need to get something accomplished that will get me ready for Friday's premiere, and so I thought I would do it here. So let's go ahead and alter this purse that I found. I found this at Walmart, believe it or not. So far, I have cut out the webbing that went from here to here. It looked like this. It was kind of a canvas material, and that's what made it kind of a pocketbook, right? So I cut that out and made it to where it opens flat. I collected up some papers and distressed them and worked with them and got them into a signature form and sewed it into the center of this purse. So there's the signature sewn in. Now what I need to do is I've gotten an idea of my colors. I want to distress this. I want to alter it. I want to maybe even put in some metals and things. So that's what I'll be doing today. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. If there's something here that you like today, a thumbs up would be highly appreciated. And I just appreciate you stopping by and seeing what's going on with me today. So now I have this also. I bought these online a while back. These are pen holders, and I definitely think that this particular project is going to need a pen holder. And so I dug these out, and I'm going to try to remember, if I don't do it right this second, which I probably won't because I'm not sure, trying to decide. I got to figure out, I might need to put it in ahead of time because then I would know, right, where it might need to get altered along. Now that's just a thick pen. Let's see if I can find something. Here we go. This will work. So this has a glued area that if you pull off this tab. Hi, Deb. I'm trying to decide where to put my pen holder and how to get it incorporated because I want to decorate it up. I wonder if that's a good idea. It's kind of large, but it's just the way that it's just the one that I want to use, and so I'm going to try to incorporate it. I guess really the only choices I have are, I guess I could do that. How to think about this. There's all sorts of decorative pens that could be used with this, and so I'm trying to imagine. I think I'm going to do that though, and I think I will decorate it up, but I don't know if it should be like it could be on top. Oh, I am a little bit. I just because I'm doing this purse, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to do so much to the outside of this, and I am a little bit cheating, aren't I? I apologize, Deb. I just was so excited, and I thought maybe I would consider this a mixed media instead of jelly plating. I don't know. I might have to think about it a little bit. I kind of like that. And then if the pin wasn't in there, that looks nice, right? I might do that. So you pull this tab off. Hi, Belinda. How are you, sweetie? Let's see. I don't know. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this to where I don't mess it up. But you guys know me, right? The queen of messing things up. So I'm going to have to get this down inside here before it sticks. And I think I like that right there. Oh, I do. What do you guys think? As you have your lunchbox? Oh, I think I like that. Okay, so you can buy these online. I don't remember what they're called or how I found them, but I remember seeing them somewhere, and I've used only one other one. I think they came in a pack of 4 or 5. but they are handy. And you really only want to put them in the kind of journals that it matters to have a pen, I think. I don't know that every journal matters, but because this one is a traveling one, right? It's a purse. You carry it, you're on the bus or the subway or waiting in your doctor's. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what people would buy it or what they want to do with it, but I do know that that's what my plan is. So I'm just going to stick with my plan. Okay, so now this is a faux leather, and I have a bunch of stuff here. Plus I have these, which I wanted to see if I thought it would even be worth, I don't know. I don't want to make it too thick. But you know how you find something and you're like, well, maybe. Okay, so this has a pocket out here, which I could have maybe put that tab out here, but I really don't want the pin on the outside. I have all my daubers to use for various different colors. A pin is handy, isn't it? I think so. And I think I'll find a decorative pen for it that matches it a little bit. I have pins. I don't remember, Deb, if you ever remember seeing these when I was doing the sale, but like I still have one of these left, but I don't know that that would be good because of the large top. And I have this one left, but it's blue, but it does a little thingy. So, but I can find one. I can find one. Alrighty, so that's that. Now, at least I've got that figured out. This one will not be able to stay in here because it's too wide. So this one will go in the other book. I made that with Deb last Friday. This one will be able to stay in this one. So I do have that one, and I'm not worried so much about the signatures as I am this stuff. So these are the products that I have. I have beeswax leather protector, which ensure that the leather is clean. 3 to 4 preserves leather, restoring. I don't know if it'll work on faux leather, but I grabbed it because it was with the products. This is Inca Gold in the color silver. Old silver or silver? Old silver. This is Inca Gold in the copper and old gold and graphite. Then I have these products, which I just adore. And that is the Opal Magic Wax Cure by the Art Alchemy Company. And this is vintage silk, which I use on every time I've done this. I top it off with this, and it's just fabulous. I have aged brass and rich copper. So I have an assortment here that I can layer up pretty well. Plus I've grabbed my Stays On brown and black, because sometimes you don't want to go as far as black, but I have this deep brown, and these are the Stays On, which is a solvent ink. So let's say that you were trying not to get this on something, but you did, it's going to stain. That is why I want to use it on here, so that it will not rub off, right? So I've done this a couple other times, but I have ideas with this one that are a little bit different. So I'm trying so hard to get my brain wrapped around this, right? So what I normally do to start off is I take a gold and I get one of these pretty well covered within it. It's pretty dry, but you can tell I've used it quite a bit, but it's been a bit. It's been a minute, as they say. It's been a minute since I've done this. In fact, no mixed media of this style this year at all. And I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can either put a bit of alcohol in there, because I don't. Let's see, fast drying, metal gloss paint, instructions included. So this is meant to stay. And I think alcohol would be the thing that I'd have to use, right? So, but I'm going to start going around these edges. And what I'm going to do is bring my camera down. So when I do this, you'll start to see. And I think I might try. Let's just see if we can do just a dab of alcohol in there. See if that loosens it up a little bit. I don't want it to be quite so gloppy. Yeah, that's helping a lot. That is helping a lot. Now I'm going to go around this and I'm going to get the zipper and the edge. I've used these two makeup sponges. You can see that I've used this. I'll just use whatever will work for me. I can use a cloth, but I didn't take a picture of it before. I really should. Let me do that really quick because that's something that happens to me, is that I show somebody something, but they have no idea what it looked like before. So let's do the before picture really quick. Okay, done. Let me take a drink of water because I'm getting so excited. Textured paste that has dried up, and I can't remember what you said. Textured paste that had dried up. Textured paste should, you know, it all is going to matter on whether it's water-based or not. If it's water-based, you can just add water to it, like acrylic paints. If they were to get gloppy, you just add a little water to it. But something like this, and then depending on the, and you see how I'm going to take that knot right there, and I'm going to brush that up so that it highlights it. So this is good. We're going to get this framed out. I might invest in some new, I don't know. I shouldn't stop. No, Melody, you don't need new ones. You've got to just work with what you got. What is it they say? You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Is that it? I think that's it. I'm just going to keep doing this until I get it working the way I want it to. I just need it to be a little bit less stiff, and there we go. Just see that gold coming on. You have to be careful because it will, if you like accidentally get a mark, a pretty good mark where you can see it, it's, you don't just wipe that back off. It's there. So you got to kind of go at it at the angle you're wanting it to look like, right? Because this is permanent. And I'm going to brush on these black. There we go. Okay, so there's one side. Looking pretty good. Getting it started. It's already starting to look aged, right? It's already starting to look like it wasn't from the store. At least not straight from the store. Yeah, I'm going to have to research. I have to research this. I should have researched it before I got on camera, of course. But we all know how that works. We all know how it works. Best plans. There we go. There we go. I don't want it so thick that I'm got a blotch on there. You know, I got to be careful. It's hard. It's not as easy as just edging it out, because like right here, do you see this splotch? I'm going to have to work that in and fade around it. Deb says I have leather dyes that I used when I did gourd art ages ago. All my rub and buffs have dried up long ages ago. Yeah. Yeah, these are going to do the same thing if I don't just get in there and use them. I always use my fingers. I think that if you can smear it around while it's still just even a little bit pliable, movable, then you'll get a better look. But I got to try to get worked up to that blotch because I don't like that blotch. So there we go. Now I'm going to get the rest of these edges. Getting a little winded because I'm excited that finally getting to do this. I've altered 3 or 4 purses. I used to buy them on Wish and stuff and then alter them and then put a small, like a mini journal or, you know, a traveling journal, whatnot in it. And it would be a set. Done that quite a few times. Did one that was an adventure pouch, steampunk style. That one was cool. Okay, so let me move some of this aside so that we can see this in full screen. That's our first layer. I'm going to do this. That's our first layer. Now, what I want to do is I want to take, let's see, I think I'm going to do some of the graphite lightly because then I can layer up from there. So I'm going to, I'm not sure if it will, nope, nothing's going to work, but that's okay because it's dried up totally. I'm not sure if it's water-based or not. I may try some glycerin. If not, I'm going to throw it away. It's so tough to have to throw things away when we know what we paid for it, right? Oh my goodness. It's tough. So now this is graphite color, which is basically a metallic black. Now I have to be really careful here, but I want to create distressed look, right? Mineral spirits, that is a good point. So I'm going to buff this into those stitches, and then I'm going to move it around, right? You see how it's starting to darken it up? I don't want to lose all my green, but I also don't want it to just look like it came straight from the store. So I've got my gold in there, and then I'm putting some of the graphite on top of that to make it look a little bit more aged, because gold is not going to make it necessarily look like it's worn until you get some worn spots on there. All right. Okay, so now that, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see the deeper tones to it. Now what we have to do, because I'm not going to leave this inside looking quite so perfect, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put the gold, highlight some of the edges of this. So I needed to know where I wanted my pencil holder, because I wanted to get it ready the same time as I was getting everything else ready. So we want to beat that up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with this black, and I got to be so careful because being cloth like this, the black will just, it'll just make it look dirty and not so much appealing, you know. So, but I am going to kind of just rough up one edge or another, go back over it with the gold. And there we go. So there's that side. Definitely doesn't look brand new. Oh, good. I'm so excited. Deb, we're just going to have a biggest blast. You know what? Just the biggest blast. It just was difficult not to go ahead and get the idea of this purse cover completed when then I can work on which I did work a little bit on the other one to get it ready, but look at that, it's come right off of this stuff. It's because of the alcohol. In fact, let's move over to this one again. And then we'll get the black in there. Just don't want everything to look brand new from the store. Otherwise, they could have just bought it from the store, right? We don't actually change it up. So now you see how it looks a little bit worn. Hi, Nettie. There we go. Now I'm thinking if I can get a little bit more gold on here. Get a little bit more of a controlled blotch here. Okay, so there's the inside. I just wanted to make sure that I got that basic layer of the black and the gold on the inside. And now let's see about highlighting with some copper. And then we'll move on to the waxes. Okay, so lid. Oh, good, Nettie. That's awesome that you're going to get to craft today. Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking I might think twice about that. This one might be more what I'm thinking. But let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I've got it on here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go around and find spots that are just a little bit raised, just to add another layer, kind of a highlight like we do when we're doing everything else. Just another layer of color. Maybe highlight this edge here. That'll make it kind of pop out from the background, right? That little bit of, yeah. Lightly grab that. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other side. And I'm going to get a little more aggressive with this side. Give it a little bit of a corner, right? Maybe like it shimmers from one corner to the other on top of that gold and on top of the graphite. So we're layering up. See how that makes that look 3D? To have that little bit of hint of that on there. So we've got a darker spot here and a darker spot up here. I'm going to throw some on this edge. Okay, so now I think I'm going to come back in with my black, and as lightly as I can, just throw a little bit right there. Now, I don't like this one at all. This one's just too bright for what my plan is. Now, this one is aged brass, and this one has like a deeper tone to it. I'm not sure how to layer up on top of there or not. But it never hurts to just throw another little. I just don't want lines. And if you're not careful, that's what you'll get is lines. So let me grab another couple sponges because I don't want lines. So let me see if this one will do better. Basically buffing, and it's creating lines. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to reach back behind me and get another sponge out of my sponge thingy. Thank you. Thank you, Nettie. Thank you so much. All righty. So I'm going to take this off of here. Now, what I do after I've layered all those dark colors, I come in with this color, which is the vintage silk. It's awesome. It is my favorite. And it will just do beautiful things. So if you watch right there and you come in with this silk, it just lightens and brightens in a really beautiful way without changing any of the other colors. That's what's awesome. See how that's going to shine. I usually be very delicate with this because it's light and it will shine out too much on top of that if it's not just a layer, right? If it's not a part of the process, not just covering up the process. But already we're starting to get a really nice, doesn't look at all like what we started with. And that's what we were going for, right? I'm going to put some more on here. And this one smells really good. I've always had everyone who purchased these just go on and on about the smell. I'm going to go over this copper a little bit. This corner, just buff it up. Same here. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. You just want your eye, you want to follow, like if you have a focal point, you'd want to make sure it stands out. This pocket on this side is the focal point. And so we can do things to make the pocket edges stand out like we did with the copper on the top. But mainly we just want it to, yeah, way more. Hi, Chris. Awesome, awesome. Oh, my nails, yeah. Awesome. All righty. Okay, so now you see how I can rub all this around and it's there to stay. It's a product that's not gonna do any shenanigans after I'm done. This purse is not gonna ever go back to looking green. And it's not gonna rub off on my clothes once it's completely cured. It's just gonna stay looking like this. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this in here. Aged brass. This is the lid for that. So Art Alchemy is this product, and it's a wax based. And there was the copper, the brass, and we're using vintage silk right now. We also used the Inca Golds in graphite and old gold. Now, one of my other favorites I've used a lot is the old silver because it's a great highlighter, but I don't know that I'll be using it on this one because I'm just going to try it with the silk first. All righty. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this on the inside. If it will lighten up a few things. All righty. So now I am thinking that once we start getting, the accessories in here and everything, it's all, eclectic, different. I have all kinds of ideas. Like, let me show you this. Deb, I wanted to show you this, talk to you about this before, and I never got a chance, so I was going to show it to you now. I got to be careful because I'm getting stuff on my thing from here. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside for a second. Deb, this is a product that I've had for a while. I've talked about on my channel a couple times or in my group. I don't remember. But this is paper leather sheets. So this is faux leather. And I got it from Sizzix maybe a year and a half ago. And I've used it a couple times. I really liked it. So they say stitch it, shape it, emboss it, ink it, and stamp it. And it has 2 white pages. The pack had 2 white pages, 4 craft pages, and 4 black pages. I haven't used it a ton. Oh, thank you, Deb. Thank you so much. All righty. So I did these, and I thought we would mess around with them a little bit. And this is that faux leather paper. I did this frame, which I thought, how cool to use this frame with some of those images that I have, those cabinet cards that I have. and maybe layer up with something. And then I found a way to make little hats and mustaches and things. And I'm going to try to layer and figure out some things. But for right now, let's mess around with this. I guess this side would be the best. Where's my copper? Let's work with the copper. It's going to turn out okay. I want to punch some holes in it and add some eyelets and possibly some dangles and things. But, you know, it's almost like I can't slow down enough to get one thing finished before I'm trying to move on to the next one. But that's the way my brain works. So I just need to, I'm planning to use some fun foam in a similar way if it'll cut. Awesome. Awesome. Now this is embossed, so I thought I could bring in some metals and possibly make it look like embossed leather, maybe. I don't know. You know how it is. You know how it is. It just, we try and we try. Some things work, some things don't. Doesn't help that almost all of my stuff is corroded and old. 2 years ago, I was doing this almost every day, one way or another, but not anymore. There's this old silver. It's a beautiful. In fact, it's one of the ones that no matter what, I would replace that one because it is awesome. So I'm going to highlight the edges a little bit more before I bring it up to the camera. So yeah, this was the faux paper leather, and I think the fun foam would be fabulous too. So we'll get to see two different ways of using this type of, maybe bring the copper back a little bit, maybe even the brighter copper. Oh, that's an idea, you know that? This one is a lot brighter. Thank you, Chris. I'll tell you, Deb and I have had such fun with this steampunk vibe. We are just having a blast. From here, though, I think I'm going to go to Boho and try to use up some silver jewelry because I've ended up with a lot of silver jewelry. And I got to come up with a plan. There we go. Could probably use a little bit more gold, maybe. Looks almost just like silver and copper. This is fun, Nettie. It just is a blast. These products, although you have to be careful, they're spendy and you don't want to let them dry up like I have. You want to keep your flow going. These are nice because they're small and they stay creamy. But the Inca Gold did dry up more than I thought it would. It did. Alrighty, so let's really quickly see if I can throw just a tiny, there's a big blob. I wonder if I should throw that away. It's dried up anyways. See if I can get a little bit of gold on here. Oh, I don't know. There, it just needed a little bit of, there we go. Just a little bit of gold. Okay, so there's that. Now, this one is a worldwide telegram embossing folder. And so I was hoping I could do something fun with this. This one stayed soft. This one's nice in comparison to the others. And I don't know what I could have done differently except for that one's fuller maybe. Not as much air fit inside. So putting the metals over it like this just brings up the embossed area. So there's the first layer with the copper. And I'm going to start putting these away. I'm definitely not going to use the black. I might use a little bit of the gold, but probably use the silver instead. If I can make this. See what I can do. Yes, the black and the copper. Isn't that fun? Then we come in and I'm just going to just going to highlight certain areas. I'm just going to kind of go over it in a circular motion. But I think I'm going to go back to this one because that silver just isn't, I need more alcohol in it, and I just don't want to keep pouring alcohol out. So we'll use this one instead. There we go. So we have kind of a, I don't know if this is even something that's going to end up making it into the process, but it kind of, you know, it's kind of fun in a way that is different from what we've been doing lately. So that's what's kind of nice about it. Let me see if I can throw some gold on here. I think that's not going to come up. All righty. Well, it would have all turned out just a tad bit better if my products were not completely, this one is way too dark. Oh, I bet. I was too. That's why I actually went. Let me show you. See if I can get all this mess off of here. I went and did all of this morning. Just this morning, Deb. I did some die cuts and some embossing and picked out some papers that I thought would look good. I did some gears. So I have all of this to work with. I just got to do all the prep work, but it's going to be fun. So that's what I was working on this morning. And that's why I thought, well, it's not, none of it's going to do much good if I don't get that purse going. And then I wanted to show you about the leather paper, which, you know, it's just an idea. I don't know that it's even something that I would buy again, to be honest with you. I have it, I use it, but I don't know that I would like refill, you know, once it's gone. I just don't know about this one. I don't know if it's giving me anything that I'm looking for or not. And my sponges are all dying. Look at them. I think I got that on Zoom, Joom. But yeah, it's a good one. I've used it a few times. This, I definitely know that I would want to use the vintage silk. Is it white with raised designs? The it's a paper. I had a paper pack. This is an envelope die that I cut out so that I could make a little envelope. So I've got a couple things that match with this same paper. I've got the slot thingy. I've got cabinet cards I'm cutting out. So but this was out of a paper pack that I thought the colors matched and the theme was similar. But yeah, it's fun to grab new things, but then sometimes you're just like, yeah, I don't know. It's not exactly as fabulous as I thought it would be. And that's kind of what happened with this leather paper. I mean, I made some things with it and I enjoyed doing it, but I don't use it enough that I probably would invest in a bunch more of it. A lot of times I buy things just to share in the group or on YouTube so that we can have fun together. Something new, something off the beaten path. All right, so this is that leather paper cut in a vintage frame, vintage ornate frame. And then distressed with the vintage silk. So we have the three pieces here that I think that would, I don't know about this one. This one doesn't feel steampunky to me, and I'm gonna have to do something different. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Thank you for joining us. So those pieces there, let me throw away that sponge. It's definitely dead. So now, just to give you an idea, what I'm thinking about here is possibly, so what I do is I would punch holes in it and I would put brass eyelets in it. And I'm thinking possibly, when I look at this, the structure of it, thinking I could at least do one here. I'm setting this up to where that the front is where the zipper opens. You grab this at the bottom, right? So this is the front. And now I'm thinking that when I look at it, that right here, I can put a hole and an eyelet, or two eyelets actually, two eyelets, and then I can, or there's just so many different things, you guys. I have these hooks that I use for the back of journals. I have all kinds of things, but I want to puncture something in it. Now, so far what we've done, just to overview, is we've taken a pen holder and added it to a purse that we altered to be a journal. So here's the pen holder right here. And this, oh goodness, you know, I couldn't find them if my life depended on it. But anyways, I said it earlier in the video, showed them and what they look like. Here they are. So these I bought online, and I attached it. I do. I have a lot of embossing folders, not so much the 3D ones. I have some that are a little bit, oh, well, thank you, Nettie. I have some that are a little bit more grippy, you know, like deep than others, but I need to get focused and put things in order a little bit. So, but if you think about what this looked like before, and it was a pretty green, there was nothing wrong with the green. It could have been left the way it was, and it would have gone well with what we were doing. But the fact of the matter is that I'm looking personally for something to be aged and a little more work put in it, so that it doesn't look like it could have been bought from the store. You know, the details, it's all in the details. So now I'm not sure. I might just make little empty notebooks to put inside of here and here. But I do plan on making a bunch of cards, like ATC size is what I'm thinking, right? And then I'm going to put little tabs on them, and they'll each come out of each pocket and be decorative. Then we have, I'm wondering, this might end up going in the other journal if it doesn't fit in here properly, although this is the one that I wanted to put the people in, so maybe I can figure it out. Maybe. We'll see. It may not even make it. It just all depends on if the flow works, then it works. But so now we know for sure that I am going to put a hole here, two holes here, and hook something on it. I'm going to trying to decide if I think that I could poke holes here and put these. I'll show you what I have here. Oh, and I have them in various sizes. So I have these ones here that are like in the copper and the brass and the silver. And then I have the tiny ones. So I could do tiny studs, and then the actual metals would face the back. So that would be something that I could put detail in it without it, you know, being too dangerous or a hassle. These are large, but they sure would look nice. Wouldn't those look beautiful? So I have the products. I have the will. It's just going to end up being getting it all together. I'm trying to look and see if there's any other clasps or anything in here. Okay, so I think for sure I'm going to put some sort of something there. There was also something in that junk jewelry that I would incorporate, but I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, and I set it over there. So going to be adding the brass eyelets, going to be adding some sort of hanging charm, going to be adding all the ephemera and doodads to the pages. This does not have a ton of pages, but I figure it's as much. Oh, and this is Percy Shelley. I found a 1906 book at the Goodwill the other day, and I scanned the pages in because I just thought that would add some romance, right? Because I just assumed it would be a girl. So I figured we'd add steampunk, romance, the whole 9 yards together. That was my plan. Screw tops. Now that's a great idea. I have these. Yeah, I say that because I used to could be able to reach back and see it. Now they're gone. But they're like knobs and they screw in from the back. They're kind of cool. And I thought about that too. They're almost, those knobs that we make closures out of sometimes, and we use like a band to go, or a piece of lace to go over it. I have all kinds of this stuff, and I haven't thought about how to make it fit in there. But I used to make jackets, so I have a lot of these left over. I use these in journals as often as I can just to get rid of them. I bought 1,000 of them, you guys, in silver, gold, bronze, pewter. I mean, I just have it all. Black. So I can find ways to incorporate them. But it's just going to be a process of figuring out the logistics and whether or not it will damage it, or will it lay flat, what will happen. So that is the purse journal, and Wild Wednesday was all about taking a faux purse, which you could get from anywhere. You better get out of classwork or you will be done before me. No, there's going to be so much more. The other journal is right. Oh gosh, why am I this way? Does anyone know? The other journal I took apart, Deb. I decided I didn't like the way I did the cover, so I did what you suggested, which I really appreciate your suggestion, and I took the leather and I cut the fabric in half and added the leather to it. Then I attached it to a hardcover because that's just what I decided to do. I don't know why I do anything I do. And then I put these brads all through it to secure it, because it's hard to glue things to book covers if it's not the right book cover, and this one wasn't. But then I put that on the inside, and there is the thing that I was talking about. I could put on this purse too to hang things off of, but it's kind of brassy and I just don't know. I've been kind of like going in one direction and then changing my mind and then going in another direction, but there's still so much work to do. And Deb and I probably feel maybe a little bit overwhelmed, but in an excited, motivated way, I would assume. So, but those are the two steampunk journals that I'm working on. And I was really excited to share how I use these products, altering faux leather, not real leather. They could probably do real leather too, but I don't want you to think that you have to buy a real leather purse to do this, because you do not. A faux leather purse from the Goodwill, from Walmart, from wherever you can find it, and you can turn it into something completely different, right? Good, Deb. I'm glad. I'm excited about all the little details, but I'll be honest, I do feel a little overwhelmed because there's just so many coming into my head at the same time. And I'm trying to slow my roll and be like, okay, Melody, focus. So that's why I decided today, instead of jelly printing, which would have been fun. And I was going to use, and I'll probably do it next week, but I was going to use distress inks on the jelly plate and then use the embossing folders to make marks in them and then pull them up. So I will do that technique, but I thought instead of more images, I really need to get some fundamentals done. So that's where I'm at now. Tomorrow, I'll be hanging out with Deb, and then Friday, our our video will be premiering at 10 a.m. on Friday, and you'll get to see some of this stuff going to the next level, right? And then you'll get to see what Deb's been doing behind the scenes. So I'm going to let you guys go, and thank you so much for joining me for Wild Wednesday. It was a blast. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye-bye.